Hey folks, my name is Austin, and in this video I will be going over even more of the things that I miss about living in Germany. So I lived in Germany for about a year, and just to clear things up, most of my time in the Deutschland was spent in southern Germany, in Bayern, so naturally everything I'm about to say, as based on my personal experiences, is going to be 100% characteristic of the country as a whole, no exceptions. Let's go. So one source I found online claims that Germany has over 20,000 castles. That seems like a ton, so I don't know if I buy that exactly, but you guys definitely do have a lot. And they range from fairly remote locations like mini castles along the Rhine River to castles right in the hearts of cities. Take Nuremberg, for example. You have the Nuremberg Burg that's just right there, and it's totally normal for the people who live there. For me as well, it got to the point while I was working in the city where I would just pass it by and not even acknowledge its significance. But then there would be some days where I would see it and it would just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, whoa, that's a freaking castle. Like, how lucky am I to live in a place that just has castles lying around? It was very cool. German castles are cool. That's kind of the moral of the story here. Germany borders 9 other countries, and on top of that, Germany is a lot smaller than the US, so getting to any of those places is much more convenient. And on top of that, there are open borders, so by and large, Germany takes the W on this one. Being able to just kind of like take a bus over to Prague or hop over to Belgium was just such an incredible opportunity that I had while I lived there, and unfortunately one I often took for granted. So if you're a German, which you likely are if you're watching this video, then you already understand the importance of beer gardens on more of a spiritual level. However, in the chance that you're not German and you don't know what a beer garden is, all I have to say to you is, what are you doing with your life? Go over to Germany right now and go to a beer garden. And yeah. At least at the casual level, I believe there to be a pretty significant difference between German grilling and grilling here in the US. For one, we don't have Grillkäse here, which is kind of already a big deal, and that sucks because that stuff is pretty good. More than that, I believe when Americans think about grilling, they're thinking about hamburgers and hot dogs. Of course, we grill more things than that, but that is kind of like the stereotypical 4th of July party thing. Now in Germany, it seemed to be more of like Wurst and Grillkäse and chicken and pork. I know that was vague, I apologize, but if you do know what I'm talking about and you can explain it better, please do so in the comment section. So when I think about German snacks, the first thing that comes to mind are going to be knickknacks. Knickknacks were my all-time go-to snack while I was in Germany. Other snack foods I really enjoyed were like, anything Kinder. Ritter Sport made a bunch of really good stuff. Paprika chips, just like on a whole, as well as pickups. Those are also really good. And Prince and Roll things, like the cracker with the chocolate in the middle that comes in like the cylindrical stack. Dude, I could down a stack of those bad boys like it was nobody's business. It was actually kind of a problem. So in the area I lived in Germany, there were many homes and structures that retained their original, more traditional external appearance. And just like the winding roads and villages, this aesthetic has so much intrinsic charm and character, and it was just so cool to live in an area that just had this look and feel. So next up is curry ketchup. Is it German? Honestly, I have no idea, probably not, but it definitely seemed to be really popular there. Unfortunately, I haven't run across any curry ketchup back here in the US, but I figured that's alright because curry ketchup just complements German grilling so perfectly. I feel like if I were to use it with American grilling, it would just be wrong, as if I were cheating on Germany, and that's something I will not bring myself to do. And of course, I couldn't make a video without mentioning DÖNER. Is DÖNER German? Debatable. The argument I've heard that makes the most sense is that it's a blend of both Turkish and German influences. Personally, I'm a huge fan, but that was probably obvious. Hands down, DÖNER is going to be one of the first things that I purchase as soon as I step foot back into the great land of beer and bread. So if you have any suggestions, like the greatest place to get it, feel free to let me know. I take these things very, very seriously. Oh, German TV, how dearly you are missed. From things like Deutschland sucht ein Superstar to The Voice of Germany, just some really awesome shows I'd watch with my host parents, to the equivalent of Cops. And of course, this list couldn't be complete without mentioning Jungle Camp. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Jungle Camp is essentially Big Brother meets Survivor meets, I don't know, it's like on its own level. Nevertheless, the Jungle Camp is one of the most compelling, sophisticated, engaging pieces of cinematic brilliance to ever grace the realms of home entertainment in all of human history. However, if we are ever to run into like an alien species that, for whatever reason, we don't want to hang out with us, all we have to do is send them a few seasons of Das Dschungelcamp and So the final thing on this list is German ice cream shops. Tell you what, you never fully appreciate €1 ice cream cones until you no longer have them in your life. Specifically, I really miss spaghetti ice. That stuff is so cool and so good, and I'm still keeping an eye out to find it here in the US. Alright folks, well that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you liked the video. Nowadays I've got a bunch of videos like this back there on my channel, so go check them out. Essentially help me, help you, help me sell out as hard as possible with these Germany related list videos. Speaking of which, if anything on my list made you feel a certain sort of a way, or you feel I left something notable out, please leave me a comment down below. Besides that, you can follow me on Instagram at almostaustin. You can find links to check out some of my Spotify playlists, or follow Outer Space Productions on Facebook. Yep, cool. See you guys around. Take care, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, ciao, sayonara, goodbye. Ich war dort drüben mit einem Programm, das heißt CBYX oder PPP bei die Deutsche.
Alright, so what are the first few things that come to mind when you think about Oktoberfest?
Oktoberfest, I gotta say fest, October.
I'd like to explain this as an important part of German culture. This is a blood sausage.